Hi guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel and happy March. I'm actually currently in Tokyo right now. I'm in Japan. I just got in last night. This is my first day here and the weather is so beautiful. I forgot what it was like to see sunlight and warmth. Of course, I'm really excited to shop for stickers and Japanese stationery and explore. Also, let me know if you guys want to see any specific Japanese stationery related content because I can do that for you. But before I left for my trip, I did film my March bullet journal setup. I sat down, planned my month and my trip, and that's what you guys are gonna see right now. Recently, I've been really obsessed with felt crafts. I mean, it kind of goes along with my love of textiles and fabrics, which seems to be a very common theme this year for me, even to the point where I'm getting things that look like it on my nails, which by the way, my nails this month are so cute. They deserve a little shout out in this video. But anyway, back to felt crafts. I've been seeing a lot of people make things out of cutout felt, whether it be little scenes, using it as graphic design elements, making clothes for little trinkets and stuffed animals. So I wanted to emulate some of the cute felt crafts that I've been seeing, except on my bullet journal spread this month. Some of the things that I've noticed about felt crafts is, of course, you can't go too crazy with complicated shapes, so I went for a simple apple, star, and clover design. Of course, clovers are perfect for March because of St. Patrick's Day, but also recently to me, I've been loving clovers as a design element. I've been doodling them in my journals. I think maybe I'm just manifesting some good luck. But I also decided for this combination of items and colors because I really liked how bright the reds and citrusy greens and dark greens looked together. You guys know I'm a big fan of red. I think it is definitely one of my favorite colors to use, especially in design. Something about it is so impactful, and this lime citrusy green with it is just so fun and bright and happy, and I love it. I honestly didn't have an exact plan going into this when I started it. I roughly drew out some shapes on the page for a rough composition, but as I was building it up together and layering the different shapes, it slowly came together. I mean, I knew I wanted to do apples because the apple design on one of my nails was one of my favorite ones, and I knew I wanted to add different things like the clovers, but I did end up changing things as I was going along, and I think it came together so nicely. I added brown in as well to anchor it and make it seem less like Christmas colors, and then I also wrote out March with some block letters to make it look like as if you could still cut those letters out with felt. Once I had my base shapes using my markers, I went in with a thinner marker but with darker colors and added some stitching around all of the shapes, which really brings the whole theme together and makes it look like something that was actually stitched on with fabric and felt and thread. And this part makes it look so cute. I also turned some of the shapes into buttons, which I thought was a nice touch because a lot of the felt crafts that I've been seeing people have been adding cute buttons and beads and little things like that, and something about it is so whimsical and childlike that I love. I know that this is for March and there's clovers, which some people might associate with St. Patrick's Day, but I personally think that this theme or something similar would look really cute any time of the year, especially during spring and summer, because you could switch out the clovers for different shapes. Maybe you add more stars, maybe you add different fruits like strawberries or cherries could be cute, but just adding those little stitched elements really, still keeps with this felt craft theme. On that topic, I do have some thoughts about my relationship with journaling and making these videos that I wanted to talk about with you guys, but first, a little word from our sponsor. Alright guys, before we continue with the video, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Notability, who is the sponsor of today's video. If you guys don't know about Notability, they're a digital productivity and note-taking app. Of course, you can use our digital doodle planner on Notability. You can color all the doodles, use the hyperlinks. Personally, I like using it for designing products for Shop ARL. Currently, I'm designing a bunch of new pencil cases and a really exciting upcoming launch, but I love using it because I can add photos, text, draw right on it, and I use that to send notes and tech packs to my manufacturers, and it's all really convenient and easy because there's so many great tools for you guys to use. Especially if you're a student, I highly recommend you guys check it out because you can add audio recordings for lectures right in your notes. If you guys do want to try out Notability for yourself, I'll leave a link down below for a free trial of Notability Plus, and thank you to Notability. Back to the video. While you guys watch me set up my monthly calendar, I wanted to talk a little bit about what's been on my mind recently and what I've been up to. So I know I've alluded to this a lot in past videos, but more and more it's been coming to the forefront of my mind. So I am currently working on the 2026 doodle planner, and it takes up a lot of my creative energy. I'm realizing more and more lately that creative energy is limited. I think when I was younger, I could tell that I had a limited amount of creative energy, but just because I'm young and had a lot more, I guess, zest for life, I was more willing to push things down and push through and maybe pull creative energy from different crevices and places from within myself. But over time that did break me down and also sort of ruined my relationship with art and creativity because I ended up seeing it as something that was painful, ended up seeing it as something that when I would sit down, okay, now I have to really like painfully sit down and create, even though I don't have the energy to do that anymore. So over the past couple of years, and especially recently, I've been really trying to repair my relationship with creativity and art and journaling even. I think a lot of that was mixed in with my career, my work, and it's my livelihood, but also at the same time, so much of my identity is that I'm an artist. I'm supposed to love making art, but the reality is that sometimes I don't like making art. Sometimes I don't want to sit down and make a bullet journal spread, or I don't want to sit down and draw, or I just don't have the energy or mental capacity to do more drawing when I've been drawing all week. And I think I'm more willing to listen to myself in those boundaries as I get older. And now that I'm designing the 6th or 7th planner, I'm just noticing that I'm a bit more firm with my boundaries on work, life, art, creativity, and my sense of self, and I'm really proud of myself for that. So I just kind of wanted to loosely address that because of how late these videos have been coming out, but I just want to say that it's solely because my relationship to making these videos has improved and I enjoy making them a lot more than I did a few years ago, and I want to just have fun making them, so I don't put it on a specific timeline like I used to. I know so many of you guys have been on this journaling journey with me for so many years and have followed along on the videos, and I see the comments asking where the regular videos are, so that's kind of why I wanted to address it. Anyway, I've got some other exciting life updates, one of them being that I will be at Little Craft Fest in Houston, Texas next month. We are going to be vending there. There's 100 stationery vendors. It's going to be a really fun stationery fair. You can buy cute stickers from lots of other people, and I will also be hosting a workshop and a meet and greet there. I think you don't need to have tickets to the festival if you just want to come to my workshop, but I'll leave all the details to that in the description box if you guys are in the Houston, Texas area and you want to come hang out with me. And then what else? Oh, I am finally coming out with a project that I've been working on for over 2 years. It should be coming out within the next couple of months, and I'm so excited. It's definitely something I've never done before, so I'm kind of scared if you guys don't like it. But I'm also so proud of myself for seeing through a project that was so new and took so much time, so keep your eye out for that. Alright guys, that's it for my March 2025 bullet journal setup. Here's the final flip through of the setup. I think it turned out so cute. I'm obsessed with this like felt craft look. I don't know what it is lately, but I've just been really into anything patterned, fabrics, textiles, crafty. I love it, and I love that I was able to translate that into a bullet journal theme. Speaking of which, if you do recreate this spread or any of my past ones, or if you are a doodle planner user. Please share that with me. Me and the Shop ARL team love seeing what you guys do in the doodle planner, whether you have the digital planner or the physical one. You can share it with us on Instagram, of course, or if you don't want to share it publicly, you can join our Discord server, which I've been using to ask you guys questions about upcoming products, your opinions on layouts for the doodle planner, and then of course there's a channel for you guys to share your photos, and we compile all those photos into a little roundup as well. So if you want to be featured, please share with us here. All right guys, I think that's it. Let me know if you want to see any specific Japan stationery related content or whatnot, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Keep doodling, bye!